I'm asking the question, should wives obey their husbands? This is a question I've asked many times before on different forums. I've never asked on this forum because women do feel some type of way when you ask them about obeying their husbands, and they feel like they want to die. And today we're going to see if they will actually do. So let's go to Dan, the one who is just about to save the world with this question. Dan Plasma, what's up?
Yes, sir. I was just wondering, should I pick my girlfriend overseas who obey me, or my girlfriend here in America who never obeys anything I do? I'm just wondering which one will make me more happy.
Are you looking for happiness in a woman?
I'm looking for happiness, but part of that is I need some equality. I need some intelligence. I need some pushback. And the girlfriend overseas, she's just always happy. She obeys too much almost.
Are you looking for a mother or are you looking for a girlfriend? Before we go into all that, have you answered my question? Should wives obey their husbands? I need to know what your thinking is.
God is good all the time. And KIBE has been asked a question and he has been fumbling instead of answering it. He chose instead to abuse the person, but the person had very important pertinent questions. Should he continue tolerating the girlfriend who cannot obey him completely, or get a lady from overseas who obeys everything that he does? Now, a woman is supposed to be your helper. It's like the God, for you to be one flesh, there has to be a head. Now, the head of the one flesh is the man, meaning that the lady is supposed to come and support him. She should subjugate and subordinate herself below the man so that she can help the vision of the man in total as the main objective of the union, though she continues to have her own will and desires. But marriage is sustained. It is initiated with submission and it is sustained with submission. The moment the woman stops submitting, it stops being a marriage, because marriage comes in effect the moment a man gets a wife. Now, a wife is a woman who has submitted herself to that man. Now, the name we give to a woman who has subordinated herself to a man is his wife. When she stops subordinating herself to that man, when she begins to have her own will and independence, it stops to become a marriage. It becomes a war zone, because two visions will continue to fight each other. So women are not supposed to obey the man, but they are supposed to submit. Now, submission is the posture of the heart where you subordinate and consider yourself to all the resources you have. You use them to support your man. Like the place of work, you obey the rules there and perform your work. You don't have a mind of your own, but you can give suggestions. Now, if women are very good in the place of work, women are very good with their pastors, because inside every woman is she's built to submit and support a venture. Only that because of sin, they rebel to submit and support the venture that God intended them to support, which is the husband.
What is your thinking?
I'm the one who's stammering with the caveats, sir. The wife should obey the husband if he is in the right.
If what?
If he is correct and just, if his thoughts and actions are correct.
Well, what do you mean by if his thoughts and actions are correct?
Well, man doesn't always do the right thing. Neither does woman. So to blanketly say the woman should obey the man, it can create a lot of problems.
And when would she step in and say, no, I'm not going to obey you?
When he does something that's going to harm the family financially or otherwise.
And how would she know this?
With the same training and education that the man has received, just through her common sense and knowledge.
So when it comes to decision making, they will be making the decisions together, or what happens?
Of course, women are attorneys these days. They're business people. I can't get with a woman like that and tell her I'm the boss. She's going to kick me out of the house before you know it.
So your weakness is what you're trying to justify, or what are you saying?
I'm saying that the man must be weak nowadays. If he tries to be strong and authoritarian and a Putin over a woman who's an attorney, she's going to go running. There was not going to be an option.
So are you afraid of being left? Or are you afraid of being right?
I'm afraid of not having an honest middle and not having a connection. I'm afraid of extremism on either side.
So you're looking to get a woman to be a connection. Is that what you're saying?
A natural connection without her obeying all the time and without her disobeying all the time. Something natural and real. That's what we don't have anymore.
Where would you get this natural connection that you seem to know so well? Where would you get it?
I'm looking for it. They call it our parents' generation marriage. I'm still looking for it, Andre.
Did your parents have it?
Yes, they loved each other. They were loyal till grave. I never see that anymore.
Okay, so it's not something that exists anymore.
No, sadly, it's kind of a fantasy these days.
All right, so let's leave it as a fantasy then. So let's keep it at transactional. The same way you have how do you say it? The same relationship you have with your boss. Do you have a boss, Dan Plasma?
Yes, so to speak.
Yes, so the same relationship you have with your boss is the same relationship you should have with your woman. Okay? When your boss tells you to do something, you say, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Immediately, sir. I'm on it, sir. I apologize. I messed up, sir. It's on me, sir. You don't speak out of turn. You do things like he asks you to do. You're on time when he needs you to be there.
No, but I clean and I help cook and I help with the chores and the shopping just like she does.
How valuable is your time?
As valuable as hers.
Why do you say? Are you earning the same amount of money?
Yes.
So you don't have a woman. So you don't know what you're saying. You're just, I don't know. Well, you don't have a woman. You're talking about a woman out of the country. Which country did you go to? Malaysia?
No, but nearby in Southeast Asia, where they still have the traditional values, where women still do obey the man, just like you said.
So the women there earn as much as you do?
Nowhere near. No, 100th of what I earn.
All right. So if that woman comes to live with you where you're living in California, you live in California, right, Dan?
Yes, sir.
All right. So that if that you manage to buy her a ticket to come and live with you, when you are washing the dishes and when she's washing the dishes, whose time is more valuable?
That's when I say, once again, our time is equally as valuable, because I don't value our time the way a boss values her time.
Is this your minute the same value as Elon Musk's minute?
I believe so, as is yours, as is everyone's here. I don't think since he has $100 billion, his is more valuable.
So
our experiences are...
So let me ask you. So you know about lawyers, right?
Yes, I come from a family of them, sadly.
All right. So when lawyers are charging you per hour, are they all charging the same amount?
Of course not. No, the fancy attorneys charge 1,000, and the cheap ones charge...
Why do they fancy attorneys charge more?
Their power, their connections, their experience.
So they charge more because they can do a better job.
Correct. They provide more value.
All right. So it's about value. So you sitting there washing dishes, when she's earning 1/10 of what you earn, do you think you're spending your time right? Or you're wasting your life doing a job that somebody else should be doing? It's like going to the car wash and washing your own car, and then going to McDonald's and getting into McDonald's and cooking your own burgers. Does it make sense, Dan Plasma?
Welcome.
It makes
An interesting discussion we're having today. And KIBE has been asked a question: should wives obey their husbands? Now, that is almost an obvious question. The purpose of a wife is to submit and to support the vision of her man. And one of the ways of supporting and submitting is through obedience. However, it is not always going to be that our wives will obey their husbands, because the husbands could be wrong and the wife could be having a better idea. Now, wives are not robots. Wives have a mind of their own, and they are intelligent. They could even be wiser and more discerning in some areas. And because of that, you should listen to your wife. She can't always be obeying every command or every order you're giving her. If she's obeying everything you're doing, you're telling her, it means she's not playing the role of a wife. A wife must be there to see to it that you achieve your goals. She should be able to question you. She should be able to challenge you and show you better ways of solving your problems. And because of that, you're able to go far in life. You see, though women were created to be helpers, and they are everywhere in the business sector, right? Formal and informal sectors, in churches, at home, in schools. They are found in every sector. They are intelligent, hardworking, and focused people, just like the men, and are very resourceful. And one way of being resourceful is bringing your ideas on the table and discussing them. So, having said that, the purpose of a marriage is for people to come together and achieve a unified objective. And this objective and these goals belong to God. Our wife is not a property of the man. A wife is a servant of God, just like the man is a servant of God. But now, for them to be one body, there is going to be only one head. So the man plays the role of a head. Now, a head must bring all the suggestions together and make a decision for the body to move. And because of that, the wife is supposed to submit and follow that way to avoid a lot of confusion. So the marriage happens when a woman accepts to submit and subordinate her desires to the man's vision. And marriage ends when the woman refuses to submit and subordinate herself to the man and enters to the phase called rebellion. That's why majority, almost 80% of the divorces are initiated by women, because the role of the woman is the one that comes to the man and it becomes a marriage, and she leaves and it becomes a divorce. So that submission makes the marriage to work, and that refusing to submit makes the marriage not to work. You understand the case of Hagar, when Hagar was fighting with her mistress called Sarah, and God told Hagar when she was leaving to go back and submit. Immediately Hagar submitted to Sarah, the wars and the fights ceased. So submission is a strategy God has put in place to make the family to live in harmony. It is not there to subjugate the woman, but it is to make the two to become one. So the two people become one, they live in the same space when one chooses to submit and the other takes the role of a leader. There's a saying that says that two bulls cannot stay in one place because they're going to fight and even kill each other. One person must accept to take the role of submitting. Thank you for watching to the end. Kindly subscribe to our channel for more informative videos. Like and comment, give us more feedback, share so that we can get the community growing. And God bless you so much, and see you again another time.